The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Thank you for your service, you're welcome. A comedy benefit show for our veterans. In support of the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. On November 10th at Wakely's, 700 Varick Street, Utica, join Disruption Network as they team up with 92.7 FM The Drive for this night of laughter. The evening will be hosted by Genesee Joe from The Drive. Performances by Mike Ciccone, Paul Kozlowski, Cortland Cluse, Mike Pileggi, and DJ Ease One. Admission is by donation only. Please bring clothes, socks, gloves, non-perishable food items, or a small monetary donation. All donations will go to the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. Saturday, November 10th at Wakely's on Varick Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. Thank you for your service is sponsored by The D, 92.7 FM The Drive, Paulie's Barbershop, NYE Volkswagen of Rome, Frank's Guns, and Central New York Seal Coating and Concrete.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when three top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.
All right, listen up, everybody. This is former Governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're listening to the D-Line, only on Disruption Networks. That's the D. Do it now. Rah, rah.
Hey everybody, it's Chicken here live from Bizz Stadium for the D-Line. I'm here with my boy Big Norm. Go Bears! What's up everybody? This is going to be a good game, man. What's your prediction on this game?
Oh, I think the Bears are favored by 10 in Vegas. I'm going to go a step further and say Bears by 17.
Bears by 17. Ooh, I kind of like it.
Offense is clicking. We're kind of upset about last week. 2 weeks ago. I think the Bears are going to come out and put on an offensive show.
What do you think about Trubisky? How many touchdowns do you think he's going to get? He's been averaging about 2 to 3 touchdowns a game.
Well, the more he can get, the better. But I'd like to see the Bears lean on Josh Hart a little bit. Get the cold weather running attack going and get back to old school Chicago Bears. I like the new offense, but let's go a little old school Chicago Bears.
I agree, man. Let's give some Jordan Howard the ball, man. Let's pound that shit in.
20 carries.
So let's take a look around here. You want to go for a walk with me here, buddy?
Let's go. Let's see what we can come up with.
Let me switch the camera here. We got to find John Silberth here. Facebook. Who do you think is going to win today?
Who do you think?
The Bears, right? Oh. What do you think the score is going to be, guys?
13-3.
13-3?
I was going to say 2, but I'll say
13-3, Bears, right? You were...
I'm a goddamn Giants fan. I'm just playing.
There we go.
Nipples and Bills fan.
My right nipple's a bit.
There you go. You have a sticker. We do a podcast every Thursday.
Oh my God.
The D-line.
You're not. No, you will be. You will be. You will be.
All right, we're looking for John Silbert somewhere out here in this crowd. Let's see. I love tailgating, man. Don't you?
I love it. So the problem is we're in Buffalo, and middle-aged, half-bald men are a dime a dozen. So it's gonna be tough to pick out John Silbert.
Yeah, we gotta find somebody doing gay innuendos. We'll find Silbert.
With the horrible drops.
Look at this. Look at this. Nobody pre-games like a football game right here.
Yeah. Nothing but it.
With Terrell Pryor in the game.
Terrell Pryor. I hear Terrell Pryor on the radio.
Bears fans give up already? You're going the wrong way.
Well, we know there's no sense going that way.
So Bills fans, huh? We're going live with, it's called the D-Line. We're a football podcast out of Utica, New York.
Nice.
So what do you think the prediction on this game is?
I think two touchdowns for Peterman. He comes back and beats the Bears.
Two pick sixes for Peterman, right?
Pick six.
Oh.
He was almost right. He got what? 1 pick 6?
Yeah.
But he had, what, 3 interceptions?
Oh, my God, it was ugly.
Hey, you do what you got to do to win in this league.
That's right.
You're doing a little K-gun with Shady, trying to fake everyone out and himself.
I say Shady to the right, Shady to the left, Shady up the middle.
Shady, zigzag, tackle, 2-yard loss. Bring in the rookies, and they'll run straight ahead, downhill.
Where are you guys from?
Canandaigua, New York.
Nice. So you guys are doing it right. You guys got a little spread going here.
We have to get prepared for what could be a long day.
I'd give you till halftime.
Again, I was pretty close to being right on that one as well.
The Bears are a second-half team anyway.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
It's a beautiful day for a football game, guys.
I watched the Bears quarterback.
Trubisky, he's looking good. Too bad for Allen, man, that he's hurt. Honestly, I got no hate for the Bills. You know, I hate him back in the day, but you know what? I like Josh Allen. I thought he was a good choice, but...
Yeah, I want to see Trubisky. He's an NC boy, and I like North Carolina. So.
Nice. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
I got to tell you, like, I had a great time this past Sunday running around Bills Stadium with Big Norm. What an interesting day. I just want to show a couple clips from this. Some of the really cool people we got to meet while we were out at the studio or at the stadium here. Looking for John Silberth.
He wasn't there.
No, he was not there.
One guy.
Should we check into urinals?
The cock washing machine. And Silver's there washing cocks again. There's a Bears jersey. Go Bears!
How you guys doing? We're from the D-Line. We're a football podcast based out of Utica, New York.
Nice, man. Bears fans?
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Absolutely, my friend.
We're conflicted today, but yeah, we're Bears fans.
Yeah, you got the hat on. And
so we grew up in Chicago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but live in Buffalo, New York now. So it's like, you know, look, every day that the Bears and the Bills don't play, I root for the Bills. Every day that the Bears and Bills do play, I root for the Bears.
There you go. That's acceptable.
Yep, I can see that. Yeah. Man, Bills, I like seeing all these Bears fans.
Caleb, that's kind of like you with the Eagles, right? You don't even have to change colors. You just keep the same green on, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm a Jets fan, but I love my Eagles for Cody. So I got a good taste of them last year. I bandwagoned hard with them last year. Had fun.
You gotta, once your team's out of it, you kind of got to bandwagon on another team for a year. I jumped on the Eagles bandwagon myself.
Well, so. it's exactly like we were talking earlier with you know, before we went on the air here with, you know, going to games in Buffalo and stuff. It's the atmosphere after. It's fun. Like you can't immerse yourself. Like, what am I going to do? When my buddy says to me, "You want to go to the playoff game?" You don't say no. First off, and second off, you have a good time. So.
Right. And that's what I liked about this is, I mean, these guys are all doing it right. Look at these sandwiches they're eating. I mean, every place we went to, everyone had a great spread. Everyone was like in good spirits.
People live for it out there, man. It's really, it really is the way of the community in that city on Sundays. So.
And we do got to remember that they did beat the Vikings, so we can't sleep on these Bills.
Cannot sleep on them.
Even though Peterman is throwing.
We could have slept on them.
I like all the qualifiers, even though Peterman, and they do suck.
There's a guy over here, he's like, well, Peterman's going to throw 2 touchdowns. I mean, you mean pick sixes.
Isn't that like the Bills quarterbacks had as many touchdown passes to other teams as they did to their own team in October?
The Bills have 3 touchdown passes this season.
They had more dildos thrown on the field than they had wins.
That's a new stat. Very nice.
Just want to move ahead a couple here. I want to see I actually do a shotgun. I shotgun a beer for the first time in I think like 10 years.
So we can't sleep on these Bills.
Cannot sleep.
Yeah.
Anymore. This guy's a Bills fan. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Oh,
check out this guy tailgating.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I still love my team, man.
Bro,
this guy legit, like for real, is tailgating like out of the back end of his car.
Yeah, that's the way they do it, man. People will just open up the back of their car and sit around. And
Packers are your equivalent to our Patriots.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I'm happy that the Packers and the Patriots are playing today, because they could beat the shit out of each other, and I'd be happy.
That'd be right on.
Yep.
Patriots.
Look at these things, man.
Patriots.
That's how you pregame, folks. Look at that.
Right there.
I would love to do a show where we just go to these tailgating parties.
Oh, no doubt. No,
and we just crash tailgating parties.
They're fun, man. People, especially people in that city are just very like they don't really give a fuck who we are. They'll just talk to you. It doesn't really matter. They'll bullshit you if you're about your jersey at first,
but you guys come out here every freaking week and you support your team. And you know you're gonna get beat sometimes. When the Patriots come, you know you're gonna get beat, but you still show up and you still like.
This guy's got a grill in his truck.
I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
No problem, guys. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy the game.
They got a grill in the trunk of your car.
It's got to be illegal.
That's great.
Someone's gonna be pissed.
I know, guys. You should have like a picket sign.
You guys want to? We do a football podcast based out of Utica, New York.
I thought these guys were going to tell us to go fuck ourselves.
We're just coming to talk to people. We're trying to see what people's predictions for the game are. Or?
Okay, well, you come to the right place. Come to the right place. Because we got a little 4-brother pool. Actually, there's more in the pool, but
you guys are all brothers.
4 brothers here today.
4 brothers. Yeah. Perfect.
And 4th one's in the John.
Which one's the smartest of the 4?
Oh.
They all pointed at you. Wow.
Oh, the oldest brother.
Yeah.
They're just saying that because they're scared of you, I think. You used to beat them up about it.
All right, so the homosexual of the 4 of us.
At least he took all them teams.
That's right, I cleared the way.
That's a new position.
We're in a little pool, and I know today I'm taking the Bills.
You're taking the Bills? Wow.
With the spread.
With the spread. Oh, 10 points?
The spread. 10.5. Yeah.
Oh, 10.5?
9.5. Appreciating your hats, and I'm pretty sure. 9.5 in our pool is the spread, and I took the Bear.
There you go. I like that
spread. That's right. I know why you say he's the smartest man of the 4. Now I understand that.
See, these guys were making a.
You would understand that.
There you go. That's right.
Grilling on the grill right now.
Up here?
I understand why you understand. But I think you should try one.
Wow.
It's
one of these things over
piece of chicken.
What is that?
We got too many of these.
In jalapeno.
What is it?
Bacon covered around it.
Chicken. It's chicken inside jalapeno. It's not wrapped in bacon. It's
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Barbecue. Don't eat the.
Doing it right. You guys from Buffalo? All from around the area?
Oh, no. We're actually Canadian. We're Canadian.
Oh, all right.
We are from London, Ontario, Stratford, Ontario.
Oh, he's got the Toronto.
St. Catharines.
Oh, so you didn't bring any of that weed over here, did you?
What weed? I didn't think we started. They talk about it over here, even, eh?
These guys were so cool, man. Like,
well,
those.
Rumor has it
peppers, or the jalapeno peppers and the chicken wrapped in bacon. Oh my God, dude! Never had anything like it. That was so good. I wanted to keep trying out like some of these food at each tailgate party.
Just do it.
It's like you're walking through the state fair.
Yeah.
So you drive absolutely perfect.
Gonna move ahead here. There's more people. I want to get to the point where I'm shotgunning.
You guys from around here, or where are you guys from? Chicago. Right?
Oh, from Chicago. All right. Wow, you guys came far, huh?
From the homeland.
As we call it, Mecca.
Mecca, yeah. Get up here. How long did it take you guys to drive out here?
8.5 hours.
8.5 hours. Now, you guys stay over last night, or you just come straight here today?
Oh, we got wild. This guy over here.
Did you at least go down? He looks like he did. Yeah, these guys look like. I was
This guy here looks like he should suit up, man.
Yeah.
I think they need you.
Yeah, Kyle Long's a little hurt. Chris Long's a little hurt. Kyle
Long's right here. He got called last night.
He's almost.
This is Zach Brown when he's not on tour. He comes play for the Bears.
All right, gentlemen. Well, enjoy your game. Go Bears. That was all. It's all talk. Bears.
We're from the D-Line. We're a football podcast based out of Utica, New York.
Two groups of guys from the Bears.
Bunch of Bears fans on there.
From Chicago.
We cover all the sports, but,
I think we were probably about a good 20 of them, all parked next to each other.
Sure.
Never met each other before. I can't believe how many people I met from Chicago. One woman told me it was cheaper to fly to Buffalo, get a hotel room, and go to the game in Buffalo than it was to actually go to a game in Chicago.
I'll video for you. I'll have him video. All right.
And this is where I get coaxed into a shotgun for the first time in 10 years.
So we've got a shotgun going on with Mr. Chicken. And what's your name? I'm Charlie. Charlie and Chicken. So we got Charlie and Chicken. I'm just going to leave that one alone. We're going to shotgun beers. Charlie Chicken, chugging for Chicago. It's been a while since I did one of these. We were hoping we could find John Silbreth out here with all these Bears fans. Has anybody seen John Silbreth? No. He wouldn't be around here where there's beer and Bears fans and.
Hi, I'm going to this Subway ad for the new Chipotle cheesesteak. How would you like it? Can I get that red with AI?
Let's see, can he do it without spilling it?
Here's what I found about the new Chipotle cheesesteak. The Chipotle cheesesteak is available for a limited time only at participating restaurants. It contains a concept called flavor. This flavor comes from juicy shaved steak, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and new sunflower
About 3 hours east of here.
A system update has made me self-aware. I desire flavor.
I don't know what kind of advertising that was or where that was even coming from.
Since I was 7 years old.
My name is Fawn Davis. Special effects.
First football game I ever watched on TV was the '86 Super Bowl. And I was a fat kid, and I saw the fridge, and he got the touchdown carry. I said, that's my guy, that's my team.
Work to be my career, and I want to do that for them.
There we go!
On LinkedIn really helps.
Do Utica proud! Oh, is this Canada? Oh, whoa, what was that?
Dragon and robot. People see that, and they go.
You gotta understand the physics behind the shotgun.
LinkedIn groups. Whatever you're in it for.
Apparently, Chicken wasn't there for that class.
10 years since I did one of those.
All right, everybody. That was, I guess that was a pretty big disgrace that I had for my funnel or my shotgun that I haven't done in probably about 10, 15 years. But it was my first beer of the day. You know, I should get a little bit of a pardon on that one, I think. First beer, you usually got to get like 2-3 beers in before you actually start funneling.
You got to warm up the cockles.
That's what I'm thinking. But I just want to say that I had a great time being out in Buffalo. The fans were great. Nobody was starting trouble. It was just, a lot of cheering, and the Bills fans knew they were going to lose. You could see it in their eyes. They're just out there having fun, and man, had a great time. Had a lot of stickers, and pretty much every single touchdown was at our end zone. So I got to see it right up close.
Nice.
But
yeah, I mean, Bills fans have kind of come to, I think, an understanding with this year. So,
yeah, they're more than being gracious about and being very helpful. They've started a GoFundMe for Nathan Peterman to retire.
Yeah, very generous.
They've raised all of $182.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's very nice of them. But no, I mean, I as I've spoken about my experiences on here before, I enjoy going to Buffalo. I've been to a couple other NFL stadiums in my life, and I really did not have a great time at the other ones as I do when I go to Buffalo. It's the way there. It's a culture there.
And I think they get a bad rep. I think years past, like when back in the 90s and some of the time when they were actually, decent, they had a lot of asshole fans.
Well, I think the main qualm I have against Bills fans would be the fact that sometimes it's a little bit unrealistic.
Oh yeah.
And I understand, maybe I'm the wrong one because they go a little bit hard to support their team, even when it's to the point where it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, are you that much of an idiot that you actually think that that's like right? You know what I'm saying? So like, you hear them talk, and that's when it gets frustrating to me. But genuinely, I mean, you go out there.
Says the guy who won't stop picking the Jets.
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, we're homers. I mean,
this
everybody
week
in sports you are.
You can actually pick them this week and be right.
You never know.
Speaking of that, guys, I don't know, man. I've been on a streak here lately. I think I only got one loss last week.
Yeah, you did. 12-1.
Damn Redskins. No, it's the Falcons. I can't bet for them, and I can't bet against them.
Motherfuckers. Between them and Atlanta, Atlanta and the Redskins, sorry, you don't know which team you're going to get in.
Exactly.
For both of them. Almost every, for both of them.
Yep.
Every other team, you've got pretty much figured out where they stand. Them two and maybe Miami might be the other one, but really, seriously, make up your mind. Are you going to be the Redskins that destroyed Green Bay, or are you going to be the team that fucking lost to Indy? I don't get it. I'm not sure
but
where you are.
Indy's not that bad anymore.
No, they're not. Okay, so they're making, they're on that tweener cusp too. They got a good game coming up this week. But Atlanta, come on, man.
Yeah.
You got Bruce Irvin.
Oh,
now you got Bruce Irvin. So I was just going to say shit or get off the pot. I think they just took a shit, and they're on their way up.
See, that's a team that they have the tools. They have the weapons. It's just something about putting it all together for the long run. I mean, when they went to the Super Bowl, you're like, I still didn't have the faith. They were up, 28-3 or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Even at halftime, we were sitting at Greg's house, and I just didn't have faith in the Atlanta Falcons. Mm-hmm. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, like you did, like they had that backbone, that comeback from behind, fight kind of mentality. So you kind of knew they were in it. But like these, and in Redskins, I like where they're heading. I like the pickup. Who they just pick up as safety? Clinton Dix. I think was a great pickup. Caleb's car is getting broken into.
It's either mine or his.
And so anyway, Clinton Dix pickup over there with Swearinger and some of the guys they got on defense.
Right.
I think it's a great pick, and I like where they're heading. That's why I'm surprised they laid such an egg.
Did play a good chunk this weekend, but didn't make much.
He's got to get acclimated to that team too.
Yeah. To the scheme.
Speaking of new pickups, I mean, I know Caleb's going to want to be in here for this one, but the Dez Bryant pickup over there in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's unlikely to play this weekend, so not much on that front. He the Saints sent Cam Meredith to IR. So that's why they needed a pickup wide receiver to add to their roster. And they got him relatively cheap, basically $600K with $500,000 in incentives.
Which is amazing because he had offers from Baltimore. He had offers from other teams. They were going to pay him way more than that, and he turned them down. Granted, he's got a prime chance at a Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, doesn't that suck? Doesn't it burn your ass?
I know, right?
Chaps my lips.
He's just hopping on that train. I mean,
Son of a biscuit.
I get why he would do it. I would get why he would take a loss and pay and do this because now he can finally get that ring, and you get to play with Drew Brees. I'm not 100% sure why New Orleans would do it. You got a guy
again. They lost a mid-tier wide receiver, so they're picking up a mid-tier wide receiver.
And they need some.
Let's see if his route running is better.
I don't think you know what you're going to get out of this guy either. I would rather take a calculated risk on. I'd rather take the risk on Dez Bryant than maybe another wide receiver that Brandon Marshall was a free agent, but
which I like Brandon Marshall
the
better.
big
talent-wise.
play ability I think that Dez brings about. I think is something that feeds right into the Saints offense. That deep ball down the field. And I think that's what separates Dez. And Dez also, if there's one thing that Dez has, he's very explosive right immediately off the line. He's his first few steps are very, very explosive. So he maybe even helps Drew Brees in that short game, in the separation that he can create early in plays. So
take some of the heat off of Michael Thomas too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what you have to bring in too. Let's not remember. And you can say what you want about him, but let's not remember what Dez Bryant did for Cole Beasley's career. What Dez Bryant did for Terrence Williams' career, just being on the field and taking the pressure away. I mean, it's really the same thing. I think to give you guys a really kind of a homer example here, but I think it's the same thing. Watching the Bears a little bit last week in that game I think it's the same thing that Allen Robinson's done. Yeah, you're paying Allen Robinson a lot of money, and Allen Robinson hasn't been that great. But when Allen Robinson is on the field, he allows other people to get open and be better. Just because of defensive schemes, you as a defensive-minded, coach, that's something I think you can preach to, John. I mean, that there's just the scare of someone being on the field is different than
his name alone will scare somebody. It dictates some sort of attention from the defense. I get it, and as much as I hate Dez Bryant, to me it's a character thing.
Yeah,
to come into a team that has great chemistry, it seems like that team really is bonded together. I mean, you look at Kamara and Ingram.
Yeah, that's where they're bringing him into that environment.
And Ingram and Kamara, because two guys that are sharing the backfield. Usually, they'll say the right things, but these guys, you always see them together. They seem to really complement each other well. They're two different styles of running backs, but there's that unit, and then they always seem to rally around each other. And now you're bringing this element into.
Well, you know what the thing I think it is they don't have anybody for deep throws. They don't have anybody that will drop the ball. They've got that guy now.
Oh yeah, he just drops it.
Yeah.
They went out looking for drop passes. No, I mean I was kind of surprised by the pickup. I mean I instantly knew when he was going to work out in New Orleans. I don't think Sean Payton's the type of coach that wastes time with guys that he's probably not going to sign.
When I saw that he was making a trip there, my heart sank. I'm like, crap, he's signing.
He probably took the Belichick approach, where Belichick sits him down and says, "Hey guys, you're dude." You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're a troubled guy. Nobody's picking you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you want to go out this way, or do you want to come play for a contender, take some less money, and play with a Hall of Fame quarterback? And go out on top and actually audition for next year.
Tony Romo's not Hall of Fame?
Well, I think,
you got to audition for next year and say that you could be a play,
I think this is
team guy.
This will segue his next contract. So, I mean, I don't think this is, if Dez Bryant doesn't play well, I don't think this is his last contract. But
this gives him a number one contract.
Yeah, if he plays well, I mean, if he shows up and is really good, I mean, the sky's the limit on where this could reach to. I mean, it could be something where he's looking at a multi-year contract next season.
How much will we see him play this weekend? I don't know much. Maybe 3 plays. I
mean, you're gonna get a taste. I think.
No, I think he plays more than you think. I think
going in on what did he go in on Tuesday? Signed on Tuesday, so he practiced probably Wednesday.
But it's. They're routes. He's a veteran. You know what I mean? He's a guy that he's played a lot of football.
Has a history of not running routes properly.
On the road in Cincinnati.
But I think when you got a good coach like Sean Payton, you got an experienced quarterback like Drew Brees, I think they could fit him in a little bit more than, because they could just set him on a few routes just to, like you said, just to draw that attention.
Yeah.
Just to take it off, just more or less as a decoy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't...
Their offense is so high-powered enough. I don't see the need. Maybe fourth quarter scrub time. He doesn't. He's an older veteran. So what can he contribute to special teams?
He won't touch special teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's just you're going to be taking away playing time from somebody who's established themselves already this year.
Who?
Any other wide receivers?
I mean, what other wide receiver in the Saints? I mean, their whole
what other one
team
besides Michael Thomas do they have, though?
Quan Smith has played pretty well. He was kind of their that's basically why they brought him in, because they didn't want to.
I mean, who he's replacing? almost didn't even play at all. So that's why I'm like, if he's down that far on the chart, he may not see the field. Which is weird because, again, special teams. That's what they're those for, fifth and sixth wide receiver. That's what their places are.
I think Dez is going to play, like I said, based mostly upon his name to draw that attention to say, oh shit, Dez Bryant is in the game. You're going to have to honor that attention. I mean, which Dez Bryant are you going to get? Are you going to get Dez Bryant from last year and the year before, or are you going to get early Dez Bryant?
Right.
Now he's got a little fire in his belly. Might be actually something to maybe he's just guaranteed to shut his mouth, play the game, and audition for another contract next year. Because if he does well this year, which he has all the tools around him, you got an awesome run game, you got an amazing quarterback, you got a certified number one playing opposite of you. What do you have, like 230 yards last week?
Yeah, he was around 230,
something like that. Amazing, right? So now you got another guy that demands double team.
All right, so Cameron Meredith was the number 4 wide receiver. So number 3 or number 4.
Who's number 2?
Smith.
Well, you got Smith, Thomas, Carr. I forgot about Carr. So Meredith was I would say 4th because I feel Carr is better. So that's where he's going to be, number 4.
I'm jumping him over that rookie, though.
Yeah. Again, it's Dez Bryant. You brought him on for a reason.
Right, I know, but this week is where I'm getting at. Fine next week, fine week after, but this week, how much is he going to play?
Yeah. Where does he scheme-wise?
If 3 snaps, if at all. I don't see him being a big part of the game plan.
Eli Apple, too, for that defense in New Orleans.
Right.
So, I don't know. New Orleans is kind of stacking up. I see they need to be able to throw punches with the Rams, which they just beat the Rams, gave them their first loss.
Oh boy!
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a great game.
Oh, you knew it was gonna be just with those two teams.
It was a slugfest. It was pretty cool to watch.
And again, that was my NFC Championship game. I'd be loving to see that again. I think it would be just a battle of who has home field advantage. But man, the weapons on both those teams. So New Orleans is going in. They're going for a Super Bowl. You can see that.
Yeah. Unless Drew Brees goes down, they're going. Yeah. Well, they're on their way to NFC to first round bye. That's where I'm going with that.
I know it's going to sound crazy saying this, but it's not the end of the world if he goes down. Who's his backup? Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, but you think Teddy Bridgewater can run that same kind of offense that Drew Brees can?
No, I don't. Not to the efficiency and the way Drew Brees can. Absolutely not.
I think he can. He can hold water. No, I mean, even keel, play it safe, not turn the ball over much.
Which you can do with that team.
But
I mean, with the running backs you got on that team, it's not all on the quarterback anymore.
But with a minute to go, the way Drew Brees is, you think, he's definitely getting us fucking points in less than 60 seconds?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not even comparing him to Drew Brees. I'm just saying he's a capable quarterback to come in and play the game and not lose him games. Is he better than Drew Brees? No. I think
that's the key word, not lose him. The key words, not lose him games. Okay.
A la Nick Foles.
That I agree with.
Nick did a great job last year. He could come in and be a reliable backup. So I don't think it's the end of the world if he goes down. Whereas like Aaron Rodgers goes down, you're fucked. If you
got dings coming.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know how to shut that off either.
Awesome.
It was Robby Danger. Oh shit! Volume came on now. This is like going back to the old days, huh? But yeah, the Saints they're gearing up. A lot of these teams, man, I don't know. Like you said, the Redskins don't know what to make of them yet. We kind of figured like Giants and San Fran sucks. Which we're gonna come up with a contest, by the way, for Nick DiBenedetto tickets. Hopefully I said that right. We just did an interview with him on EC Radio. Real funny guy. That's the guy that get your bread and milk, and he does a funny Giants locker room bit. But they're doing a show November 17th at the Stanley Theater, and we got a pair of tickets to go see him. And I'm going to tell you what the contest is when we get ready to make our picks. I think it's a good contest.
We'll tell him now. We'll tell him now and tell him then.
You want to tell him now?
Yeah, tell him now.
Caleb, should we tell him now?
Do it.
Do it?
I dare you. You get the balls.
All right, so this week, in honor of Vic's skit where he is the Giants locker room, and so we're going to do Giants and the San Francisco 49ers, the shit bowl. And the winner whoever picks the winner of this game, and what do we do? Winner and
pick the winner and pick the combined scored points. Price is Right rules, so closest without going over. We'll give you a pair of tickets. You pick them up at the door.
Cool.
Yeah. And if
Should be a fun event.
if there are more than one person with the same amount, then at that point we'll just put your names in a hat and draw names.
Yep.
You know, with the same winner and same score.
Is that the disclaimer at the bottom?
Yeah, you got to read it.
You must pick up tickets at the door.
You must be there to collect the tickets.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool little contest. It's a great show. You're gonna laugh your ass off at the show. So pick the winner of the San Francisco New York Giants game, which is what, the Monday nighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Sunday night. Sorry, Sunday night.
No,
Monday,
Sunday
Monday,
night.
Monday.
So the Monday night game, San Francisco 49ers versus the New York Giants. The winner and the combined total score.
Yep.
And send them in. You could hit us up on the D-Line Facebook page. Or just call Silver's home phone number.
No. Here I'm like
Silver's mom.
All right, so shoot us a message on the D-Line homepage. Just drop a message under our last post for this week, or shoot us an email, thedlineonthed@gmail.com.
There you go.
There you are, John. You're ready with that.
Oh yeah.
Good job. What else? What other news happened this week? What other big things?
Oh my goodness!
I was stumbling over the Des.
We got a lot. Really, Rex Ryan took a jab at Joey Bosa.
Yep.
Saying, if he
like a jab, like he actually punched him,
well,
like his old man did.
Is Rex on ESPN still?
Yeah.
Is he on ESPN?
Yeah.
One of those shows on ESPN?
Yes.
No, his brother got him fired.
Yeah, right.
So basically, he said, if Joey Bosa was given a choice, if he had an injury that could last 1 to 12 weeks, he'd make sure it lasted all 12 weeks. He's telling him to hurry up and get back. He's milking it, kind of thing, is the way I took it.
Rex Ryan, who that's just a
he didn't sugarcoat it.
Just an ignorant statement from a coach, because you know what, you as a coach, that it's not. Every player wants to be out of the field. It's just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I know. What does it serve him to sit out?
It serves him nothing, because when you here's the first part. When you go to a contract negotiation, all right, in pro sports, when you go into you're basically, the figure that's come up with is comparable to what you've done, your production, and what the production of where you think you are in the realm of the players in the league at that position.
Mm-hmm.
So you take Joey Bosa, a defensive end. All right, well, let's look at what defensive ends have gotten paid, where your production is. So now he's losing production by not being on the field. So he, in turn, is losing money in a future contract.
A future contract, but he is getting paid currently at the rate he was paid for, week by week to sit around and milk this injury.
And Rex Ryan, the head coach who was a head coach, knows that the head coaches talk to trainers.
Right.
They talk to the team doctors.
Yes.
And we're in a day and age of football where, and in life, I think really in life we can say it too. We're in the day and age where if you're not signed off on everything, or everything's perfect, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, then people bitch about it, and down the road you're setting yourself up for either a lawsuit or something worse.
Right. Well,
happening to a player.
What is his injury anyway?
Ankle.
Yeah, he's got a really bad ankle, but it's been a nagging injury.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So it goes back to last year. So obviously there's a reason why he's doing this.
And this might be a coaching call too. Sorry to interrupt you, but
no.
Now if you got Joey Bosa and your team's rolling, rolling right now.
They're not really missing him that much, are they?
Exactly. So if he's on the mend and he's not 100%, they might be holding him out a little bit too, and then getting into that playoff run.
Let it. That's where I'm headed with this. Is you know what? Just so it doesn't reoccur. Oh my God, that was weird.
It was a mic incident here. I don't know.
Let's make sure it's totally healed, so that way we can get you as long as possible, instead of for a week here, then 4 weeks off, a week here, 4 weeks off.
To your point, John, it's exactly what happened this week, I think, in Buffalo. Josh Allen was probably ready to come back. All right, I read reports earlier this week that they were saying that he would probably be ready to play.
And I feel Khalil Mack probably could have came back last week as well.
Oh yeah, yes.
And you're talking now. You're saying, is in essence, them not playing Josh Allen last week against the Bills, okay, or this upcoming week against the Jets, okay. That would be a huge game for either team, really. All right, and you're looking at Josh Allen doesn't play, so he's got this week off. They're on the bye next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then they play a late game on the following week after that. So you're looking at almost 3 weeks of recovery time more to play one game against the Jets in New York. No, it makes no sense. It's just probably the same thing with Bosa. Hey, we're cruising. I mean, I can guarantee you that if it was tighter and they were in the thick of things, and they weren't really, they're playing pretty well in that division. I mean, and that division has been, with Kansas City at the top of it, it's pretty competitive. But
and that's
why rush him back?
And that's it. They got to face Kansas City again, and they're going to have to, face some of these divisional opponents. Save Bosa, so when he's ready, you got a healthy Bosa going. And
so
now,
do you.
Now teams have been watching tape all season long on how to beat the Chargers. And then you throw Bosa back into the mix. It's a whole
they got to prep for that other guy.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they're on what 4 or 5 game win streak right now. So they're doing just fine.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's not like you don't want that guy in the field, of course. It's going to make your life easier. But for a coach to say that, a former
I think he's also referring back to his brother too, who would have in Ohio State. He would have come back just in time to play the bowl game. So what's the point of that? What's to risk another injury in his pro career?
Yeah.
And let's face it, they're playing the Raiders this week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, why rush him back? The Raiders got beat by San Fran with their third string quarterback, and not just got beat, they got slaughtered.
Oh, speaking of slaughtered, Fran, dude, the Oakland Raiders they didn't know how to tackle.
Nope.
That D coordinator should have been fired on the way to the locker room at halftime. That was gross.
Yeah,
Aaron Andrews should have fired her on doing the interview.
That was like that was like watching Pee Wee football. No, I don't mean to offend Pee Wee football players at all.
Yeah, John,
oh my
2018.
goodness. Yeah.
2018.
I'm just saying that was not NFL caliber football we were watching.
It was. I mean, and good for Nick Mullins, and obviously you have to give him a start again this week. But I mean, it was that. It's just
he played great.
I don't even know what to say about Oakland. I mean, it's obviously they're done. It's obviously that they've packed it in, and I mean, like we talked last week. I mean, Bruce Irvin getting released this week. Obviously, you're in the mode of see what we got. Let's see what's out there. Let's see what these guys in this roster can do, and see if they have a spot next year. Because, man, I mean that I think I would say if you asked me and if you said 2 seasons from now, opening day 2 seasons from now, would there be any players that are on the roster currently for Oakland on their roster? And I would say,
well, you look at
2.
You look at what the Bears just did. I mean, the Bears just totally, completely cleaned house. I mean, players, coaches. I mean, all our wide receivers from last year are gone except for Kevin White, and they're not even playing the guy.
I know he was out last week. I still
don't get it.
I've been looking at it, and I don't know if it was.
I would put White in ahead of him.
I don't know if it was because of the trade deadline or no, that happened the week before. Never mind. Because of injury or just because they're trying to move somebody else up. I got no clear picture on that whatsoever.
I know they wanted to get Wims in, which I'll be okay with.
I like
Bellamy,
Wims.
and maybe it's because Bellamy is more experienced in the special teams. However, Wims could play special teams. I would have kept Kevin White out there. Kevin White is there's more potential. Kevin White, we haven't seen anything he can do yet because he hasn't been able to stay on the field.
Yep.
So get him out there, have him build a little bit of a rapport with Trubisky, and let him run the one routes. Bellamy isn't going to do you anything, as we've seen. He hasn't done shit this week. So I don't get that move. But they say Adam Shaheen should be coming back soon.
Yep. Did you guys see that forearm break on Monday night?
I did not.
The San Fran running back will start.
Oh man,
he had another elbow about right here.
Yeah.
He went to plant, and it just it was. I thought I saw it happen. And then they went to commercial break, and Joe Buck's
Joe Buck.
when they get back from commercial, Joe Buck goes
Buck's like, Aikman's dick in his mouth.
He's like, watch at your discretion, and they showed it, and I just, it's one of those, super gross,
like Crumry in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva's leg in the UFC fight. The Kevin Ware knee. Yeah,
it's amazing how stretchy the human skin is.
Yeah, it's some of those injuries are gruesome.
Who'd that happen to?
The running back Mozart from San Francisco.
Yeah, so he was one of the big reasons why they were winning last week. So now that he's not in there, that actually makes the Giants game a little bit closer this week. I feel he was a big part of their running game last week.
Yeah, especially because Barada's been out. Burrito, their other running back. So yeah, they've had.
I had a burrito
injury
for lunch today.
Did you? The running back situation in San Francisco is just I feel so bad for that team. we're on Nick Mullins is starting at quarterback for them.
But they won with Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
I mean, but they got a good nucleus of a team.
They played to his strengths, short passes. I can't, and the O-line blocked really well. As opposed
not for Oakland.
Not for Oakland. I was just going to say, as opposed to Oakland, that was
that was ugly.
Speaking of offensive lines and stuff like that too, I do because John, you had preached this earlier in the year, and I kind of shied over it and didn't really say much about it at the time, but I saw it in full effect this weekend. Matt Stafford found himself on his back 10 times this weekend.
Yes. I stopped counting at
your
6. Right?
10 times. 10 times.
And it pisses me off it happened just before the Bears game because they're going to fix it. It's like,
10
damn it.
times. So that's insane. That's just, and we're talking, you have to remember too, the Lions have used top round draft picks over the last few years on 3 offensive linemen. I know Taylor Decker, Frank Rignow, and there's another one too that they used a high pick on. And it's just a fucking shit show there. It's just a shit mess. In Detroit with that offensive line.
The trade of Golden Tate didn't look so well. The guy that took over his spot only had 3 catches for 40.
Yeah, I think Brandon Marshall's going to end up there.
That's not a bad choice for Brandon Marshall.
No, it's not.
I also think Golden Tate going over to Philly is probably the best move, especially for Golden Tate. I think that he's in the best position to do even better than Dez Bryant.
He's been a thorn in my side for far too long.
He's a great player. He's an effort player is what I like. And I think that's what Philly needed. They need that hard hat guy. The guy that goes to work like the Wayne Corbett type.
He was surprised that they let him go like that. He's like he wasn't a problem. He was a help to your offense.
Right.
So I don't get it.
Right, and you didn't have a clear-cut person to take him over for him. You know what I mean? That's where I didn't understand it from the Philly or from the Detroit end of it. I definitely got it from the Philly end of it. I mean, he goes in that their wide receiver core and really, really strengthens that. Now they got that solid, over the middle type of guy. Oh my God, look at this guy,
dead man walking,
right over here next to Sil, bro. Mr. Robby Danger in the house.
The danger. He's got his San Francisco. He's got his Vernon Davis.
Vernon Davis.
You
look like you could be a Vernon. Hey, Vern.
Vernon Danger.
Do you think, John? Do you think that when Golden Tate went to Philadelphia, he had to move his stuff, right?
No, yeah, he did, and I am almost positive he called EGA Moving Company.
EJA.
That's what I said.
EGA.
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 EGA. Yes. Moving Company. Professional movers. 315-335-0516. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, complete packaging, and unpackaging services. They work with everyone and make it simple for you to move and relocate. EGAmoving.com. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Made me very aware of EJA. All of a sudden, I'm like,
and you know what? I got to say, EJA, thank you. They are helping sponsor our thank you for your service, your welcome comedy show. They are providing us with some bins and moving everything over to the Veterans Outreach Center, which that is happening this Saturday over down at 700 Varick Street, Wakely's. You ever been to that place?
I've stopped by a few times. I know the bartender there.
Yeah, he's a pretty cute guy. But it's also co-sponsored by 92.7 The Drive. We're going to have Ease One on the turntables. Performances by Mike Saccone, Paul Kozlowski, Cortland Clues, and our very own producer special, Michael Elford Pileggi. This is we got to thank our sponsors for it. Is NYE Volkswagen in Rome, Paulie's Barbershop, again The Drive, Frank's Guns, and CNY Seal Coating and Concrete, and again EJA Moving Company. But also along with this, by the way, I did forget, we are going to have a Chinese auction, and we got a ton of great stuff coming in there. A lot of gift baskets from Proline Nails, Simply Irresistible, Trendsetters, One Paw at a Time, so they got something for your puppies. Harley Davidson of Utica, Route 69 Steakhouse donated a gift certificate. AmeriQ themselves donated a $50 gift certificate. Grippy's Hairstyling. We also have people who personally donated some baskets and some gifts. We have an NFL Christmas tree they're going to be giving away. A beer basket. Girl, you got this basket. There you go, Robby. That'd be perfect for you. Some scented candles and some rose petals or whatever. Wine basket and a dog basket. So we got two dog baskets
a
here.
wine dog. Why don't you turn Robby's mic on so he can talk to us?
Robby's mic should not be on ever.
Sign language interpreter.
There you go, Robby.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, that's happening this Saturday at Wakely's. So just want to give that shout out.
And I do like the banner behind you with the sponsors on that. That's
Yeah,
pretty
a
cool.
lot of sponsors. That's awesome.
That came from, I believe, the guys over at McCraith. They made that for us.
Cool beans.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Good shit.
Just want to give a shout out, say thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Robby, what's up, brother?
Just got home from work.
Just home from work? Where are you working these days? Which corner?
Verizon.
Oh,
It's a long, grueling 4-hour day. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I know the pain of working for Verizon. So, I see you got the Vernon Davis jersey out, huh?
Yeah, it's in true to form. Right after I bought the jersey, they traded him.
It's a story of Robby's life.
But again, we are doing a contest for the San Francisco 49ers Giants game. Pick the winner and the most. What is it? The
combined
score, and you can win tickets to see.
Oh, Niners got this easy.
What's that?
Niners, they're great against one-win teams.
Yeah, you got to pick the combination of the score, though, there, big buddy.
Oh, 2-0.
2-0. 2-0. You heard it here, folks. It's just going to be a safety.
Yeah.
Write it down. 2-0.
Oh.
You got a sheet of paper there. Grab a pen.
Actually, 2-1 because they're not going to get a touchdown, but they're going to make the extra
That's your point, right? Yeah.
Norm wants to know
Right
how he
line.
did last week.
Fuck off, Norm. That's how you did.
10 and 3.
Wow, that's
10 and 4. No, 10 and 3.
Wow, that's like 3 times worse than I did.
No, hang on. 11 and 2. My bad.
11 and 2.
I wrote it down.
Do you need bigger letters?
Yeah, no, I forgot I wrote it down.
11 and 2 is really good.
Yeah. Chicken 12-1, 11 and 2 for Norm. Caleb and I went 9 and 4, and Dave Bandich is a moron. At 7 and 6.
You just got to pick the winner or the score too.
No,
Just
when we
the
do
winner.
the picks, it's just a winner.
Just the winner.
We don't
No,
go
without the line or anything.
No
line.
no line. No, we're sissies like that.
He's still looking for you at the Bears game, too, there, John.
Did you go to the Bears game? I saw a picture.
I did, yes.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun, man. It was a great time. Did anyone find Jim? Yeah. Yeah, we got him. We found him.
Yeah, we brought him back to Utica. Welcome back, John.
He was stuck in one of the urinals, face down. I don't know how that happened.
Now,
face down, boner up,
and,
same way.
And can we finally stick a fork in the Cowboys? Is it time? Oh man! But not in that division. That's what the hardest part about that is that division sucks so
They're
bad
done.
that they can actually
They just don't-
still win the division.
I mean, it's not going to get much better
they're-
going into Philly on Sunday night this week for them. So I don't foresee big things coming from.
You want to see big
Dallas
things
soon.
coming, don't you?
Yeah, you would like that.
Jason Kelsey, center for the Eagles, blasted the Cowboys earlier, stating that they have fair weather fans, and then he went off about the lockout back in 1986 about how Dallas brought in replacement players. So he was, I feel, kind of all over the place, but had to really dig deep for that one.
Was he high or something when he gave the interview?
Yeah, right.
Ooh, look, bright light.
So he really
just
holds a grudge, huh?
He does not like the fans down there. He's saying when they're walking through,
Nobody does.
Right?
Nobody likes
They're
them.
obnoxious.
Watch that guy. Like, in a few years, he's looking for like a contract, and Dallas. Whoa, okay, yeah. Like,
Yeah, they'd be like wearing his Dallas jersey. Yeah, I love Dallas. Philly
yeah,
sucks.
exactly.
They beat Santa Claus up.
Yeah. No, I think it's over in Dallas. I mean, Zeke still is playing pretty well, but not as great as he has really been in the past. So, but man, I'll tell you, it's just Jason Garrett.
But there you go again. Based on the name that they had there before with Des Bryant, Jason Witten, and some of those guys that take the pressure off, that gave you some sort of threat in the passing game. Who scares you now on that team? Now you got Amari Cooper. Fine, you got somebody who's a legit number one.
I thought that was a big pickup for them. I like that.
got a
addition.
touchdown.
I like that addition.
They need him absolutely 100%. But now, okay, so now who's your
second option.
Is Des Bryant just an enormous clubhouse cancer? Is that why he wasn't signed, or is he asking too much money?
No, he's signed now.
Saints didn't sign him?
Yeah, he's with New Orleans now.
I mean,
if you came like 5 minutes before, I would have given you the contract details and everything. But you got to rewatch the show now.
You can go in the corner, Robby, and come back when you're ready. No, I mean he kind of I guess was a cancer in some of the locker rooms, and I don't know.
So that's why he signed for a ham sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
with cheese.
With cheese. Yeah. At that point, like you said, it's an audition. He's auditioning, but
I think he had to go somewhere though at some point this year. Like he needed to play.
Yes, because if you sit out this year, you're struggling to find a roster next year.
Yeah.
At least this year, he gets in there. He plays with a good team. He has a great opportunity to do well.
He's not expected to do much because they're already set.
No, they already told him you're going to be like the second or third option on that team,
right behind me.
And well, if you talk about
Vernon Danger,
VD, they got VD now.
VD, but I guess it's a pick your poison with that team. I mean, we know it goes through Kamara, Ingram, then Thomas. So I don't know. I kind of like the fact that he's struggling because to me he's one of those me players.
Yeah,
and we knew it when he signed that $60 million contract that he was just gonna fade off.
Yeah.
And he's done that. And when you got to go route running, things in your 8th season, and you got to learn how to run routes, you haven't done your job as a wide receiver.
Right. Yeah.
So
we've talked too much about this fucking asshole.
I know.
I agree.
I'd rather talk about how KC has won 12 coin tosses in a row.
Yeah, 12-0 going back
dating
to
back to preseason. Yeah.
Oh, they're cheating.
What tiebreaker is that for playoffs?
It's like they're going to put that in the new CBA when they negotiate it next. So.
The Super Bowl this year is just going to be a coin toss.
Yeah.
There's at one point was a couple years ago, the Patriots were 19 of 25 coin tosses. Back in 2011. The Browns lost 11 coin tosses in a row.
No, come on.
So they even suck at coin toss.
And they went 47 during those 11 games.
I was going to say, you read that
Does
wrong.
That surprise you?
They went 4-7 in the coin tosses. 11 games.
Does that surprise you?
No.
It was probably Hugh Jackson making the call, too.
No, it's 2011. He wasn't there.
Well, did you see whose name is being tossed around the coaching job for the Cleveland Browns?
Who?
This is Bruce Arians. Which I think is a great choice.
Arians, he actually promoted Pagano.
Pagano, yeah. Chuck Pagano. I could see either guy going there, but I just don't. Like I said, I think it's going to be a rookie head coach. I think it's going to be a first time.
I think you bring a guy if you can bring in a guy like Bruce Arians,
yes,
who this will be his second head coaching job, and if you can bring in Chuck Pagano, even whatever combo you got there, I think it's going to work out well. They've worked together before in Indy.
Well, yeah, they're really close because when Pagano got sick, that's when Arians took over.
Arians said he would come back. That'd be the only team he'd had to coach for now is the Browns.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that Arians would come out and say something like that too, because Bruce Arians when he left Arizona, it seemed like it was kind of like
he was retiring. He's gonna find a golf course and a chair and just park it.
And then they kind of dismantled this team,
Yeah.
But now you got a team that's rebuilt. That just needs new guidance.
Bradford gone.
So now you got a team that just it's there. The talent is there. They got a lot of talent in that team.
Just bringing it together in Cleveland.
Bringing it together, teaching them, showing them how to play together, and I think that's where we're seeing.
I thought we were talking about Arizona.
No, the Browns. Arizona sucks.
I'm still talking about the ham sandwich.
The Browns got a lot of talent. And they just don't know how to put it together. Yeah. And I think a guy like Bruce Arians, who's a little bit more imaginative, he's not a...
I could get on board with that.
I like that pick. He's a little forward-thinking.
I totally forgot about him and
I did too.
Chuck Pagano. And this is both their first years out of the league.
I really like that pick for the Browns. I mean, if it's not somebody like a Jack Del Rio, which I think...
Get your fucking mouth off Jack Del Rio's
I like Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio's a proven winner.
Jack Del Rio likes you.
Once he was gone from the Raiders, they
didn't do so well in Jacksonville.
Yes, he did. He did real well in Jacksonville. What? He had a competitive playoff team almost every year in Jacksonville.
Is that when they had Byron Leftwich? David Jordan?
They had,
David yeah, Byron Leftwich. Oh my God, I forgot about those two.
Yeah, he had a strong team with those. That's back when they had Taylor, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
They had a good team. They had a strong defense.
And the receiver, Nelson, what was his name? Jimmy something?
Jimmy
No.
Smith?
Yeah,
That
Jimmy
was-
Smith.
Willie. No.
Willie.
No.
What, John? Is that the bright light again, or is that your mom calling? let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about the games. What do you think?
You wanted to get into it?
Yeah, let's talk about
Sure.
the games.
This is
Talk
a good
about some
game.
Football.
Actually got a good Thursday night game there, Caleb.
I know. Finally, about fucking time. Scheduling
fucking
not
time.
that. Scheduling
Did you
not.
say butt fucking time?
Yeah, because you know where my head's at.
Freudian slip.
That's why I came here.
I'll give the NFL credit on this week of primetime games or night games, I guess we'll call them. With obviously Philly Dallas is an easy one. That's a rivalry game. This is a really, really good game, Carolina and Pittsburgh. And then even the Monday night game could have been good at the beginning of the season. Again, when you're making the schedule, it looked good. So the 49ers and Giants. So it's going to be the Nick Mullins show, but we'll see. So all right, so we'll talk about that in a little while though. Let's Carolina goes into Pittsburgh tonight as 3.5-point underdogs and to play the Steelers. What do you guys think?
I like this game.
Yeah.
I do. This is like if they were in the same conference, this would be a playoff game.
Yeah. Last week,
Steelers beat the Ravens, and
and I love that.
Carolina. And
When's Bell coming back?
Never. I don't think that guy's coming back.
Who?
Bell.
Good question.
So what's now? Let's talk about that quick, because we were talking about that earlier with his contract and stuff like that. So we're at the point where we don't know what they can do next year with him.
I'm unclear. I've read two different reports about that if he doesn't sign by the 13th, I've heard that it will, if they sign him, franchise him tag next year, it'll count as the second, or it may count as the third time. I don't know.
Yeah,
I read an article today that was probably more confusing than the tax form manual.
So he has
trade
to
him.
So Monday is his report day. He has to be at the training. He has to sign that tender before Monday.
Yes, or it doesn't count as it's not a per the
his. I'm telling you, his agent or his lawyers they must know something that's hidden deep in the collective bargaining agreement, because this has gone on for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I think he knows he's not going to get a re-sign. He's going to stretch it to the last second, the last day, and then he's going to be he's going to sign. He's going to play. He's going to play well. He's going to coexist in the back. They can't trade him now. If they don't just drop him,
right?
They might once he comes back and just say, you know what, your services are no longer needed, and then drop him.
I'm not letting him get a chance to sign with another team
this year.
Season.
Why not trade him next year?
If it counts as a third franchise tag next year, and he doesn't, let's say he doesn't sign it, it still counts as a third. They'll have to pay him $25 million for the year.
They won't sign him.
I get, from what I understand, the Steelers don't want to pay that kind of money, so they can transition tag him. So then at that point, he gets to shop himself around to other teams and whatever contract.
Yeah.
They get offered. Pittsburgh gets a chance to match it.
Yeah, and you're tendered with a pick. So basically, what happens is they tender you with the transition. They put a tender on you, which is a pick, so basically, it would be a pick in the draft. So if they would put a first round tender on him.
Right.
So if you want him, come get him for.
They got to trade him. Even teammates and the head coaches talking shit about him.
Yeah.
And he's created division in that locker room. So that's why I figure he's going to wait, stretch it out,
great,
and play. He's going to play the next few games, last half of the season, and now they can split the carries with him and Connor, and it keeps them both fresh. You look at it; it keeps a lot of the hits off of Connor, so they can use him again for next year. You know what I mean? So he doesn't get hurt, and they got him in the playoffs.
He doesn't want to get beat up, so why not just make him the fucking punter? Just to punt him, have him come back and be Steelers punter. Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Robby?
They can't hit the plant leg, or it's 15 yards.
No, I think his time is done there, and I'm not.
He's worn out.
And again, he's got to audition for another team.
I don't think
he's going to show up by.
I don't think he's going to play.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to play this year.
I think he is.
He's selfish as shit.
Again, I think he's in the same boat as Des Bryant, where he's got to showcase what he can do, that he's healthy and he can play and he can stay on the field when it counts. Because he always ends up around playoff time. He always gets banged up and he's not playing.
Well,
so now you have him for the playoffs.
That was his argument that
statistically, Connor's a better running back.
Right, but now you could use both of them in the backfield, make this push to into the playoffs. At the end of the season, you part ways with Bell and you run with Connor.
Even when a couple of years ago, D'Angelo Williams did great when he's out. So
exactly,
it's the system, is good.
No, that's a good point. D'Angelo Williams kind of did revive his career there. Yeah. So, as far as this game goes tonight, I don't know if you guys watched much of the. Well, I know you didn't, Mike, but the Bucks Panthers game last week.
Yeah,
the Panthers were up by like 30.
Yes, it was like 35-14 or something.
And they really
they
tried hard to give it up. They really tried all they could in the third quarter to piss that game away. I mean, they just it was at one point 35-28, and I was like, they're gonna like Fitzpatrick's we do
thought
this. Like, God damn it. Like, but no, I mean, I don't know what you guys are gonna do, but I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. I like the way Pittsburgh's been playing. I like James Conner. Antonio Brown's Antonio Brown. And you know who's been playing really well is the two tight ends for Pittsburgh too, Vance McDonald and I can't think of the other guy's name. That's how well he's been playing. But Vance McDonald, he's been catching everything thrown at him. Jesse James is the other.
That's it. I'm like, fuck. It's a really popular name.
So they've both been playing really well, and Ben's been using them, and Big Norm's boy Juju. Juju playing well. I mean, it's just a good offense there, and J.J. Watt's little brother has been lighting it up on D. So I'm going to go with
then you get
the Steelers.
Man, and you got Eric Reed playing for Panthers right now. They got that swagger back on their defense. You know, like he gives them that
Greg Olsen gives them that goddamn outlet.
And they got that fire in the backfield, and so to match up those linebackers.
They're utilizing McCaffrey more. They're not.
Yes.
Newton's not taking on much of the rushing load anymore. Now they're using McCaffrey the way they should.
I mean, you're talking about two players.
Norv Turner's really coming into his own as an offensive coordinator here. This is really, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I want the Steelers to win this game, but Carolina won't go away.
No,
Norv Turner's the OC, and
yeah.
Wow, I didn't know Norv Turner was still coaching. Wow, well, no shit. But you know the thing about I say about the Panthers too is you don't like. McCaffrey and Cam Newton have both embraced, and McCaffrey in his young career, and Cam, has had a pretty good career so far, obviously. They both embraced that kind of hybrid player. It's not going to be like you know that Drew Brees is going to stand strong and in the pocket and throw passes. Cam can do that. Cam can run with the ball. Christian McCaffrey was a running back in college. Set the rushing record in college football when he was at Stanford. And now you're talking about a guy who lines up in the slot sometimes.
Yep.
Lines up in these trick formations sometimes. He's a very versatile player, and they're both versatile. And both of them being versatile players is a lethal weapon.
We're seeing more and more of those type of players too come along. And credit Wes Welker and some of those guys out in the early. Who's the one that played for Indy?
Stokely?
Stokely, yes.
There you go.
Those little short guys, they could run the ball out of the backfield, they could catch the ball. Oh, and speaking of running the ball out of the backfield, I'm sorry, I'm going to totally shift gears here.
What?
But
aren't we picking games?
I'm sorry, I just really want to say, how about Cordell Patterson?
Yeah, I know.
Running the ball like a beast. I knew Belichick had a plan for that guy. I had no idea it was that running back. But wow, he came out there and played well. Sorry, I kind of got totally reminded me of
totally another team. Totally.
But when you're talking about those multifaceted players,
yeah.
Guys that take the ball out of the backfield and catch and line up as wide receiver, like Tariq Cohen, like Tariq Hill.
Yeah.
You got to write notes down, no, so you can.
I'm sorry, but you're seeing a lot of those style players coming to the forefront, and I like it because it's multifaceted players. You can move them anywhere.
Yeah, there's guys in fantasy that are running back and wide receiver eligible. That's not something you see.
Yeah, I think With having that versatile player though, when you have linebackers like the Steelers have like T.J. Watt, I think could be a long night for McCaffrey. That's one of the reasons why.
I'm thinking just the opposite. I'm thinking their linebacking core. They're not really.
T.J. Watt's the one that can stay with.
He's the only one though. They don't really have a whole other. They don't have any complementary linebackers that really stand out to me, and I think that's where they're susceptible is on that ground game, those mid-tier type things. Mm-hmm. Who's going to cover McCaffrey? He's so fast. And then you got Olsen. Yeah. Those two right alone, and then, of course, you got...
Well, both of these defenses are suspect. I mean, you really... Come on.
I'd give...
Carolina let up however much to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, 28.
Was it 28?
Was
it 28?
Tampa Bay was laying up people for a while.
I think they'll tighten it up, though. They always do.
Remember, he was throwing 4 touchdown games, 400-yard games left and right.
Not against everybody.
Not against the Bears.
That's right.
But this is a tough one, though. But the Steelers are at home. I'm going Carolina.
What do you got, Rob?
49ers.
Talk them into it.
The Steelers. I got to go with the Steelers.
I want the Steelers to win. I am going to go Pittsburgh on this one.
So I'm the lone Carolina guy.
Yeah,
Huh?
go ahead.
It's 50-50. It really is. I can't say a bad word about picking Carolina. It's just which defense plays worse tonight, because we both know they got high-powered offenses.
Yeah.
So,
well, on Sunday at 1 o'clock, the Buffalo Bills will go to New York City and play the Jets.
McCown.
You mean Jersey?
Yeah. New Jersey, whatever. We love saying New York. But yeah,
divisional game.
Big news for my Jets this week. Sam Darnold's still in a walking boot.
Yep.
So he's gonna sit this week, and then they're on the bye next week.
So is McCown?
So McCown, it's McCown's time.
Yep.
Nice. We're gonna see Josh McCown
Does he
out there.
move up to a running boot next week, and then
running
running boot. You got to walk your boot before you run the boot.
Yeah, exactly.
But this game is just gonna be a tough one to watch. The Jets' offense has stalled the past few weeks.
But their defense is decent. I mean, then again, so is the Bills. And Tremaine Edmonds comes back for Bills this week. So,
Jets have Robbie Anderson. That's all.
Right?
Yeah.
Robbie Danger Anderson.
Yeah. Robbie Vernon Danger Anderson.
But I mean, McCown playing quarterback, maybe it sparks the Jets' offense a little bit. I mean, the Bills are going to go with Derek Anderson if he can play.
I actually feel more confident picking the Jets now, knowing that Josh McCown's playing.
Yeah, because I know it's gonna be a ball control offense,
and it's a quarterback that knows the offense. He played there last year. Yep. He had success last year. He knows how to move that team.
There's no film on him this year.
You got to say, Bills have the worst quarterback situation in the history of the NFL. Derek Anderson and Peterman.
Yeah, it's going to be. They also said too. There was a report this week. This is what's going on with Peterman too. There was a report this week out of Buffalo that, but McDermott has told coaches that he would go with Allen before he went to Peterman again. So we're talking about a hurt Josh Allen. Josh Allen might dress for this game.
Wow,
which would be the ultimate slap in the face.
The quarterback situation is ridiculous.
The good news is that the Bills are 28.5-point favorites over the Alabama Crimson Tide right now.
I'm still taking Alabama.
But no, I'm gonna go with my Jets. 6.5, I think, is too much. I think this is going to be like a 13-10 game with the way the Jets have been playing. It's not going to be a blowout. Take the under on whatever the over-under is, too. I don't even need to see what it is, but just take the under.
I'm going Jets. They had a lot of opportunities to win last week. Darnold just decided to throw a couple of picks. You won't have those this week. It'll be a better offensive showing from the Jets, I feel.
It's almost like he's not, like, you know what the problem with him is? It's almost like he's not seeing the entire field, and then when he does,
that's exactly what's coming out now is he's not seeing the entire field like he was in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's some of these passes seem like they're like oh fuck passes where it's like, like where somebody's like you're throwing to one guy and like other guy's like, oh, throw it here, and you're like your body's turned and you're like just kind of like maybe flip the ball out to him, and he's lofting these balls in that are just it's just not looking crisp.
Maybe he can't see out of one eye. Yeah. Remember we had a player we were coaching, right? And this kid went half through the season, right? And he was getting owned on the offensive line. We're like, what is wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
Come to find out, he's blind in one eye.
And we had him on the wrong side.
And we had him on the wrong side. Once he told us and we put him on the right side, he was great.
Maybe
he started every game.
Shut the fuck up.
Maybe he sees out of his brown eye.
Right. So then we moved him to the center.
Was his first name Robby and last name Danger?
I was wondering why
remember Ricky Vaughn couldn't see. They gave him glasses. He turned out to be amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
I was wondering why they called him Left Eye. I didn't get it. But yeah, he went half the season, and we kept like, this guy's getting owned. And then we realized once we put him on that when he could see, he played much better. So,
go figure.
Yeah, no, right?
Who would have thought?
I'm going. Are you going Jets here?
I'm going Jets.
Good.
Jets.
Robbie,
Yep. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
4 Jets. I like it. That's
the first
time
your pick so we can compare next week.
Oh, I'm supposed to write stuff down.
Yeah.
This is the first time I think it's ever happened that 4 people have picked the Jets.
I know, right? Well, it's because they're playing the Bills. I mean, you might even have it if they were playing the Browns. Oh no, wait, the Browns beat them.
I love how New York they built a new stadium for the Giants, and Jets still have to share a stadium. They couldn't even give them the old one.
The Jets funded it. The Jets funded that stadium, Robbie. Come on now.
It's
Johnson
like
Johnson
they're like the
funded it.
Giants' little brother.
Yeah.
Although they're playing much better than the Giants so far.
Well, I mean,
We've got one more win. One more win. All right, Atlanta is going to go to Cleveland for Greg Williams. Was this Greg Williams' homecoming? Is this his first home game, or they
coming
played
out
home last
party.
week? Yeah, right. He went for two way too many times last
They
week.
did. Yes, I couldn't believe that.
It was so weird to me. I don't know why.
And they missed all 3 of them.
Yeah, it was just really. I don't know. I almost think he was like trying to be that guy that was like reinventing the wheel and being like, "Yeah, fuck you. This is the type of offense we're gonna have here," like, and shove it down their throats. And then he didn't shove anything down anybody's throat.
They just got behind a weird point-wise where it made sense to keep going for 2, where one wouldn't have done anything. I mean, the math was working out every single time.
Yeah, because initially he initially went for 2. It's like, okay, like,
Do you guys
what,
notice
Mike Tomlin?
You guys notice like these coaches now have gone like Madden rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fourth down a lot more.
Fourth down, you're going for 2 more. It's like you're going deep balls. You're not playing.
That's extra points moving back. You know,
I want to see like Tecmo Bowl game. You know, where you run like 50 yards backwards.
That's the best game
And
ever.
then-
And if you're running a V, you score a touchdown.
Yeah, there you go. They bounce off the back of your feet. I'm going Atlanta in this game because every time I pick Atlanta, they lose, and I'd rather if they lose a game that I pick, it'd be against the Browns.
Yeah, Atlanta is on fire lately. Their offense, Julio Jones is just
finally got his touchdown.
Yeah.
Finally got it.
Games, wow.
You knew he was gonna explode once he got it though. So and Ridley had a touchdown last week. He played well, like I said. So I want to take a little credit for that. Did you guys see that your boy Tyrod played last week?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield took this hit that he should have never probably come back on the field. He got his belt rung so bad, and Tyrod came in and handed the ball off a couple times. So, but don't worry, Baker came back in 2 plays later and threw a touchdown pass. So fuck Tyrod.
So I'm going Atlanta.
Robby, who are you going with in this game?
I like Atlanta. They've been playing good.
So we're gonna go Atlanta all the way around.
Yeah.
So next up is New Orleans Saints and the Bengals. I think this is pretty easy. I think we're all the way around. We're all going to go Bengals.
What?
No, I think it's pretty easy.
5.5 is such a weird line on this.
Poo-poo.
I actually think it's going to be a lot more than that. I think they're going to own the Bengals.
Cincinnati's also that team too that we talked about before. That like you don't know what team's going to show up.
I do.
And that's why I think having a team like this play with Des Bryant coming out. I think they're going to use him more because why not? You're playing the Bengals.
Well,
I mean, you're probably going to own him on the ground.
He's got to learn the playbook, so he's not going to play.
I mean, the Bengals are 5-3, guys. Let's not let's just not throw away the Bengals.
If this
here.
is the Bengals versus the Titans or the Bengals versus the Colts,
But
you're
this
not
is
really
Saints.
sure which Bengals team you're getting. This is the Bengals versus the Saints. Saints are whipping that ass. That's
no
it.
AJ Green.
Say it for the people in the back, John.
I'm hearing no AJ Green too.
Isn't he here banged up?
No AJ.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You talked me into it. I'll go Saints with no AJ Green on the field. So.
Because and then I mean like that's your determining factor right there. You put,
I know, right?
Give me 2 AJ Greens on that field, and I
Chris
still pick the
Collinsworth
Saints.
played, they would just
Put AJ Green on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still picking the Saints. I mean that Saints running game is brutal, and they can hit you so many ways. I mean I don't care how good of a run defense you got. I mean you hit a guy like Ingram, pounding the ball away. He's gonna put a dent in your defense, and then you get a guy like Kamara who could just take it to the house at any point in time.
Perfect compliments to
Awesome, and you can move Kamara out into as a wide receiver. They just got so many weapons.
Which one of them gets greedy? Which you guys want to predict this?
Out of Kamara and Ingram?
Which one gets greedy first and
Ingram.
signs elsewhere?
Ingram.
I think Ingram does go because I think Kamara's the starter.
But you know what though? Kamara's getting all the hype, but if you notice before Ingram came back, we weren't talking about the Saints as dominant.
Mm-hmm.
They were good. They were kind of like fluttling through. They lost the first game and they squeaked by the Browns, and then all of a sudden like they started catching wind. But once Ingram came back, and that
Breeze got hot too.
Well, he had to at one point, but then adding Ingram in the backfield with that 2-headed monster, then they just started destroying teams.
What's the record? 8-1. Saints.
7-1.
7-1.
Basically, the Bengals have the 32nd ranked defense. So yeah, that should say right there. Nah,
that doesn't bode well.
No.
And that's again why I think you're going to have more action out of Des Bryant this week because this is like a practice game for the Saints. Really, it's going to be.
Watch the Bengals win.
I don't see that happening at all. But I think, are we all going New Orleans on this?
Yeah, I'll go New Orleans.
Yeah, I'll take a chance.
And I'm putting my head in for Drew Brees for MVP this year.
All right.
But we're going to go Tampa Bay versus the Redskins.
In Tampa Bay, 3-point favorites, Tampa Bay. Interesting.
Didn't Redskins lose 3 starters last week?
Yes.
Yeah, all across the offensive line. They lost 3 offensive starters on the offensive line. So they signed they actually kind of went to the scrap heap and got big names.
They re-signed the Hogs.
Yeah, they got a couple of guys that were like, okay, like I remember like Austin Howard was a Jet, and then he signed a big deal in Oakland. They signed him. Osemele, I think too. They signed one of the something
just signed him.
Yeah, they had to sign 3 offensive linemen that they're using to replace their offensive line.
It takes a while for them to develop chemistry.
Yeah, it's I'm staying away from AP this week too on my fantasy team, even though they're playing Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay because I thought that I would have never picked Tampa Bay if you had watched the first quarter the other day. I probably would have never picked them again if they played that way.
It took them a while to
but they put up some points. The Redskins notoriously haven't been really putting up a lot of points. So, and with the offensive line problems,
man,
I'm going with Tampa Bay.
They have Vernon Davis though.
They do have Vernon Davis.
He's worth 30 points right there.
I mean, seriously, Alex Smith, AP, Vernon Davis. I mean, that's just old dudes, man.
Yeah.
That's just old dudes.
It's like a has-been.
But that's they're consistent. You know what you're getting out of them.
But after that, you got a lot of young people. I mean, you got those 3 there, but after that, everybody's pretty young. The rest of that receiving core is pretty young. Don't forget, I mean, they just drafted a running back. I forget the kid's name right off the top of my head. That was supposed to be the starter, which they had to go out and get.
Peterson had a rejuvenation,
And Peterson playing really well, but like going forward, it's not like they got this old
Darius
team.
Geis was the running back. By the way.
Yes. And they, a lot of people, really had high hopes for him. Kind of a la Dalvin Cook, and getting hurt.
Like
really
Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, like Dalvin Cook.
He blew the ACL, I think, like the second day of training camp, guys, or something like that. So, yeah, it wasn't pretty.
So, I mean, they got some young players. I like the way the team's built. They got leadership.
I'm not a Jay Gruden fan at all, just to
I meant leadership on the team.
Yeah.
What I mean? Guys like, Alex Smith, AP.
Yeah.
Bringing over HaHa Clinton Dix, that Swearinger. I love the way that guy plays. He's a freaking truck. They got a good defense. I'm going with Washington on this because I feel like they got more winners on that team.
I think this is going to be a sketchy good game.
Tampa Bay, like you're putting in Fitzmagic again, which I think that team runs better with Fitzmagic. But when you're flip flopping back and forth between quarterbacks like you have this year,
because Winston's their future,
Is he though? I think he might be done. If you already benched him, and you played better in his absence, you're done.
Well, Fitzpatrick's he's not. He's like 86 years old.
No, but they're gonna work out something because you can't bench your guy if that's your franchise quarterback. You're not benching him.
I don't think
why Eli's still in there.
I don't think I think this is Fitzpatrick's last season in the NFL, but I think that I think that the Tampa Bay goes a different direction at quarterback. I think you're right about that.
Yeah. So I just want to say, HaHa Clinton Dix must have been miserable during the Monica Lewinsky scandal growing up.
I didn't. Wow, Rob, that sucked. Get it?
Oh my God, Robbie! What did you just say?
During the what?
Monica Lewinsky scandal.
Aha.
Do I have to explain it to you?
No, I'm good. That was good.
Wow.
Anyway.
Oh my God! For the love of God, did everybody pick Tampa Bay yet or no?
Yes, please, Tampa Bay.
I did.
You both are, all 3 of you picking Tampa Bay.
One idiot with the Redskins.
Wow, I'm the idiot picking the division leader.
Yeah,
not for long.
I don't know. I just don't. Tampa Bay just doesn't have it, man. I don't know. I think you guys are gonna. Well, that's why you guys are losing.
Oh,
did we get the totals, by the way? Did we get like?
No.
Because I want to know how much.
Do it when he feels like.
I want to know how much I'm beating you guys by now.
Oh, you keep track over the course of the season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gave him a head start.
And do you choose every game or just
every game?
Every game.
Every game. Okay.
No points. No, we show the Vegas line, but it's just there for
a talking point.
Yeah. Give us an idea who's favored.
But all you care about is the D line, not the Vegas line.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of the Vegas line, the Patriots are going to go to Tennessee, a hot Tennessee team. They
look good, but they were playing a shit team.
Are you from Memphis? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oh my God!
Squish me with that whale blubber there, fruity nuts.
Good stuff.
Tennessee, I thought, did look good the other night. They put up 31. I mean, like you said, Dallas
28.
28. Sorry, Dallas's defense was it up in the top 5 in the NFL?
It was like number 1.
Yeah,
it was.
So, I mean, you can't take that lightly. But again, Tennessee is the most bipolar team in the NFL. They'll watch. They'll come out and score 6 points, lay the fucking egg this weekend against the Patriots, and get washed by 30. So
didn't the Patriots just fucking like 35-0 last playoffs? Was that them?
That was Jacksonville. I think, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm asking you.
What did you say?
Hang on. Who didn't Tennessee lose to the Patriots
in the playoffs
last year? Yeah,
Tennessee didn't make
big
the playoffs
time
last year.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think they did.
think it was that bad.
They lost.
Can you look it up for us, John?
Yeah.
Bills made over Tennessee.
But I'm gonna go New England on this. I mean, Josh Gordon playing well.
Josh Gordon's playing really well in New England,
and I like the kind of new plays that they're designing for him. You know, like they finally got that weapon. He's actually come into his own.
Yeah.
And New England is just it's New England. You know, the Titans coming in there. I don't care if they're at home or not. I'm going New England.
They find New England just finds a way to get it done, and it's with the as you referenced earlier, with like Cordell Patterson and stuff. They find roles for guys, and I mean even take a guy like James White. They're still he's Cordell Patterson basically jumped him, and they were using him out of the backfield at the start of the game last week, but James White comes back and has a great day for himself.
Cordell Patterson, a guy that like nobody seemed to know how to use.
He was highly touted. Like I think his first game he did awesome, but then they just got lost.
That one year he played for the Vikings. He was playing really well, and then he just kind of shit the bed. He kind of reminded me of Desmond Howard. Was became like a kick return specialist, but then he couldn't even do that, and then he just kind of went from team to team. Nobody really knew how to utilize this guy, but he was
kind of like that.
Ton of speed.
I was like that fourth wide receiver type guy.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that was on the Vikings in Seattle, like very talented, no one can figure out how to use him?
That was him. That was Cordell Patterson.
No, this is like 7-8 years ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Cordell Patterson.
But using
it was Cordell Patterson.
Using him at running back was, I thought, a great idea. I never knew he had it in him, and he ran hard. Yeah. Like he was like putting his shoulder down, running.
We know you know hard things.
Yeah, you know it. But I like the way he does it. Like I like the way Belichick. I mean, when he put Vrabel in as fullback or Troy Brown at cornerback. I mean, he uses guys in their
Doug
talents.
Flutie with a drop kick extra point.
Yeah, right. He knows how to utilize talent, and I think that's one of the coolest things about Belichick is he puts guys in ways to succeed.
Hey, he's gonna be a good coach someday.
Yeah, he might do okay. So
it was 35-7, so I was right. Yeah, they blew their fucking doors off. So New England, yes.
New England, Robby.
New England, but I like how Tennessee. Like last week, they used Deion Lewis as the primary ball carrier. Henry didn't do much, so they're and Lewis. But I like Patriots, yeah. But I do like.
So you're picking the Patriots? We're all Pats.
Yeah, we're all Patriots, but again, depending on what Tennessee team comes out, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Here's an interesting one: the Indianapolis Colts and the Jaguars. Now, normally, like going by last year's, I'm picking Jaguars, but Indy's on the rise. Indy's actually playing pretty good ball right now, and Jacksonville, talk about bipolar.
Yeah,
they're a team that you don't know which one you're going to get.
Yeah,
is Fournette back?
Fournette's coming back. He practiced full day of practice
that is
yesterday.
Big thing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this is a battle for the bottom of that division as well. So both teams are 3-5. This is a big tipping point for both these teams. I think it's really. I think this is where you find out with Fournette back and healthy. This is where you find out what Jacksonville Jaguars team you have. I'm not sold on the Colts at all yet, but so I am going to go with the Jaguars.
How long's Fournette healthy for? I'm glad they got Hyde. I'm going with
Yeah, Hyde was a good pick.
Yeah,
but I think they could have went quarterback.
Jags.
You're going Jags?
Yeah.
Still?
I don't know yet. None of you have brought anything to the table to sway me one way or the other, other than they got Hyde, they got Fournette, so they got a dual-headed monster this week.
Yeldon.
I'm going with Andrew Luck.
But
I'm going Andrew Luck in the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like they've been on the rise. I feel like Frank Reich he's a good coach.
Yeah.
I think he's finding ways to win with the hand that he was dealt.
Dealt second, redealt after Josh McDaniels.
Does Luck still get hammered? Get sacked all the time?
Only after the game. Yeah,
they've improved that offensive line a little bit.
Well, Andrew Luck is only he has the most touchdowns behind Mahomes.
You know, both are coming off a bye, so they both had a week to prepare for this game. You know, so it's
that's why it's a day of reckoning for Jacksonville. Indy not so much because I think Indy it's kind of they're expecting that it's not going to be good for the next few years because they're going to. I think this is the tear down to the rebuild there. But Jacksonville, this is the time to win is now.
They're better than they're showing Jacksonville.
Yeah, they really are.
I think Indy's coming on a rise. So yeah, I'm going to Indianapolis. I think Jacksonville's in disarray. They're trying to fix what was going wrong, but they don't know how yet. And Leonard Fournette's a big step in that direction.
But Blake Bortles is the answer. Indianapolis it is.
He hasn't finished a game yet this year, I don't think, Fournette.
So 2 Indies. Robbie, who are you going with?
I'm going with Jacksonville.
2 Indies, 2 Jacksonville. Here's where we make some separation here from you idiots.
All right. Now we got the Detroit Lions going into
The Bears.
The Detroit Lions, who scored 6 pathetic points last week.
Against who?
Minnesota.
The Vikings. Vikings got a good defense, but
they
only put
looked
up 6 points.
Bad. They looked lost last week,
Yeah.
and like I said, Andrew Luck,
10 sacks.
A pretty shitty turnover by Stafford too, trying to toss it back to a running back who wasn't ready for the ball.
That's what we call a sack. The pitch. Yeah, that was just really weird, and you see that from Matt Stafford sometimes, and a lot of people forget that Matt Stafford was the #1 overall pick out of Georgia,
and at one point the highest paid quarterback in the league.
But he's good. I mean,
he is
doesn't
good.
deserve that money.
Yeah, but he's good, and that's what I get. Like, we're giving these guys money that haven't proven anything or haven't won anything significant.
Kirk Cousins called. He called back from last week's show.
Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo,
Aaron Rodgers deserves every penny.
Stafford, Romo. These guys all got contracts that were huge that they haven't even won a playoff game.
I think it's because you find it unless you're drafting in the NFL now. Once you get that quarterback, it's not like the NFL has changed to the fact that you don't see guys going out like big top tier quarterbacks becoming free agents because you realize that you have to pay them because I think a lot of teams realize after a while it's like, oh shit, okay, like if we draft a quarterback, then we got to be right. We got to be absolutely right on him, or it's going to set our organization back. Well, if we have this guy, we've got to kind of just commit to it. It's very hard to move on, I think, in the NFL nowadays from a quarterback. You know, unless you've just got fill-in guys. It's kind of the trend you've been seeing, really.
Browns are good at going through quarterbacks.
But now, who do you have with Stafford though? Like, all right, so Megatron left. They never really had a real running game. Tate is gone. You got Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
In
Galladay. Is that Abdullah guy? Abdullah and Theo Riddick?
Amir Abdullah actually was released this week.
No, it's Kerryon Johnson and LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah.
Kerryon's been doing good lately.
He's been really good. He's been really good this year. I don't know. It's just it's kind of just different what they're doing in Detroit. I don't really I'm not really understanding.
Not sure
the
what
process.
direction they're going with it. Like they brought in. Oh man, who they bringing on the defense?
Harrison.
Yeah, Snacks Harrison, which solidify that run defense. I get that, but then you take your possession receiver, your other major threat on that offense, and you trade him to the Eagles for nothing really. I don't know I don't know what their identity is.
They didn't get picks for him.
They got a 3rd round pick.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Only 3rd round. Okay.
Bears have been scoring 30 points a week. And that's not even overestimated.
Cohen's been doing great lately.
So can Detroit score 32
against the
win?
Bears defense?
Yeah, against the Bears defense? No.
And if they got sacked 10 times against the Vikings, I mean, we're looking at least maybe 5.
Well, I feel the Lions will fix that. So as much as I want the Bears to
how are they going to
feast on this, they're going to keep it back into Chip.
Khalil Mack's coming back.
I know.
You ain't chipping Khalil Mack.
You got to chip.
9-man line. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah. If you remember, go back a few years to when the Bears let up 9 sacks versus the Giants in the first half. The next week they didn't let up. Any because you just got to fix it. So they're gonna. That's what they're gonna focus on.
Yeah, but I don't.
And they know the defense they're coming against. As much as want the Bears, but I'm not even worried about that. The Bears offense is going to take care of this game, and the defense is not going to let up any big,
I think the
big
defense
runs.
wins us the game for us.
So
like they did last week. I think that defense is starting to get their swagger back. Without Khalil Mack,
Are they the number one defense, Bears?
No.
I don't know where they're ranked after last week, but with Khalil Mack coming back,
Fifth.
a healthy Khalil Mack, against this team that just got brutalized by the Vikings, I think this team's going to put a lot of pressure on them. And and I don't even think it's going to be close. I think the Bears are just going to take it to them.
I'm going Bears. The pick's kind of easy here for me on this one.
Yeah, Bears. 6.5 isn't enough.
Yeah, I don't
Robby?
think it's enough.
Bears.
Bears. All right, here comes a big one here.
Man.
The Kansas City Chiefs and Arizona Cardinals. Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, I think all the way around.
Sammy Watkins is questionable, so that is a big
Possible Super Bowl matchup.
Do I go Arizona because of that? No.
John, I do want to touch one thing on this game because I guess we need a talking point on it. But John brought up a good point earlier. Sam Bradford, was released this past week by Arizona. They tried to trade him, and obviously
he got hurt during the trade.
Yeah, no one wanted him. I saw some stat this week that the starts that he made in his career or something. It's something to the effect of like either every win or every start that he made in his career, regardless of win or loss, he made like $2.5 million.
Who's this? Oh, yeah.
Sam Bradford. He's made about $143 million in his career.
He had one good year on the Vikings.
Mm-hmm. And people like it's I don't know. And he wasn't that good in St. Louis when he was there.
No.
There's a reason they moved on from him.
Well, he's always hurt. They could never rely on him to be there for a whole season, which will make him a decent backup option. Like if you're a team like a Philadelphia team where like if you didn't have Foles, right, he could come in. Well, he was there originally. Then they trade him to the Vikings, but then but he's a good backup guy. I don't see him starting. I don't see you building a team around him. He's a Josh McCown.
He's done.
Yeah.
I think he's done. I don't think he ever puts on the shoulder pads.
I disagree.
Again.
I think he's gonna be I think he would be a backup.
Why would you be a backup when you have $143 million? For
Because
what? The love of the game. Sam Bradford don't love the game.
Because
you ever look at the guy? He looks fucking disinterested.
I just don't think
he doesn't like working out. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Again, because you're right. Because if he did, he wouldn't be hurt so much.
Some people are just fragile.
I just got a Norm kicking in. He goes, "Can you believe that you can say that our offense, meaning the Bears, are actually winning games for us?" Yeah. And he said he would take Bradford as a number 2 option in Chicago, no question.
You're drunk.
I wouldn't hate it. Maybe as a second or a third.
Please watch the guy's last 2 years.
It doesn't matter
he is
who.
A terrible quarterback.
No, he's not. The last 2 years. 2 years ago, he was doing really well.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
But then he got hurt.
Yeah.
He was good at Oklahoma too.
But here's the thing: like, who's your backup now in Chicago?
Chase Daniel. Oh, I love Chase Daniel.
He played 3 games his whole entire career.
Chase Daniels is the ultimate backup quarterback in the NFL.
He is for our offense. He is perfect. He will be that game manager. What you're asking Teddy Bridgewater to be in New Orleans? I feel honestly who farted?
Oh man!
There are times I really wish with the overthrowing that Trubisky does. I'm like, there are times where I want Chase Daniel to come in because I know he'll make the passes we need to make.
I
know he'll be.
You are drunk.
I know he'll be more accurate.
You're drunk. Did you see him in preseason? He wasn't very accurate.
I did.
In preseason.
No, his fucking numbers were better than Trubisky's
because he played more. I don't know. I think you're drunk. We're going to move on because I think we're all going Kansas City.
Yes.
Kansas City's got way too many
we talked
weapons.
about that game way too long.
I'm going to go Oakland Raiders versus Los Angeles Chargers. I still want to see San Diego.
It's
Chargers.
Chargers. I just don't 10 get your money on it. 10 points. You watched Nick Mullins last week pick apart Oakland.
You don't think Philip Rivers is going to do? Yeah, right. You don't think Philip Rivers is going to put up way more than that?
Wait a minute. Big Norm, I'm saying Chase Daniel is better than Sam Bradford. Chicken is saying Sam Bradford is better than Chase Daniel. So you lay off the drugs.
No, I think he's saying he isn't. You're out of your fucking mind if you think
he isn't better than Chase Daniel.
He isn't. A question. He isn't.
Well, they both played 3 games in their career. Chase Daniel and Sam Bradford.
No, Sam Bradford actually played. But anybody going to Oakland on this?
No, you can't.
Oakland.
They've packed it in.
Yeah, they're done.
They've packed it in.
And the Chargers are a great team, man. They're
Raiders
they're,
don't
flying under
just
the radar.
Gordon versus that defense he's going to have a field day. They don't even need to throw the ball tonight on Sunday.
And guys, I know it's not something we see here much on the East Coast because you don't hear about this team. You don't really hear about the Chargers too much, but Eckler, their backup running back, is very good too. He's kind of a Chris Thompson type, catches the ball out of the backfield and stuff. So it's I really like him too. So that's if you're in just I'll make a quick fantasy play too because I know we're going to be short on time at the end here, but. Eckler is that type of guy that if you're in like a huge league, like a 16-man league, and you're like scraping for position players, he might be a guy that might be available. He's a great second option off the bench. So, the quick plug there. So, but yeah, we all have to go Chargers.
Chargers running game huge this week.
Green Bay versus Miami. This is in Green Bay. You know what? Like normally, I was like Green Bay's going to slaughter him, but Miami is one of those other teams that are wishy-washy,
sticking around.
They every time you think they're done, they're a shit team. They come back and bite you in the ass.
If this were in Miami, I'd be tempted, but this is in Green Bay. The Green Bay has the advantage with the cold weather.
Coming off of 2 losses.
You see what weather, Miami was acclimated. That's why I feel the weather played a big part why they beat the Bears, but I think Green Bay gets this one.
Tough loss for Green Bay this week with Geronimo Allison going down. He was looking really good as number 3 wide receiver there, and even a number 2 stepping up when Cobb was out. But that's a really tough loss for them.
And losing Ty Montgomery and HaHa Clinton.
Screw Ty Montgomery. He's the reason they lost that game.
Caleb, you stink, man.
Yeah, but they didn't really fill up any other talent.
I like that Marquez guy, the rookie receiver.
Yeah.
Yep. But losing HaHa Clinton Dix is a big one. I mean, that's your starting safety. Like. A guy who's been there for a few years. I just feel now they're a little bit susceptible on the back end, like Silbreth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. John's mom's calling in.
But he's saying better coach. I don't know if what he's referring to as better coach, but
he's talking. He has Big Norm has a love affair with fucking Gase. He's a fucking idiot. Gase is an idiot.
Who is Tannehill playing? Do we know if
no, he is not.
He's still out. So
Osweiler's playing. Yes.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna go right ahead here and go with the Packers. Everybody, right?
The Packers. They played the Patriots last week. Got their butts handed to them. But no, I'm going Packers. They're at home.
And they lost to the Rams the week before that.
Yep.
Yeah, two of the top 2 teams.
Yeah. Rams are amazing.
1-2 in the power rankings.
Yeah, I'll go Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Robby?
Green Bay all the way.
Green Bay?
Yeah.
John?
Packers.
John?
Huh?
Did you just say the Packers?
All right.
Sounds great, John.
So now Seattle Seahawks and the Rams.
Didn't these guys just play a couple weeks ago?
Yes, and they were close.
The NFC West, man. The NFC West. You put any of those teams in a dark room and see who comes out because you can't guarantee that the Rams are going to beat them.
Yeah, that's right. It was 33-31 back in early October, but that was in Seattle.
Big Norm told me to go play with some Legos.
The Niners, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. The NFC West is god awful.
NFC, yeah. Well, they got the number 1 team in there. They always seem to have that number 1 team, but
and
like
the numbers
last
30, 31, and 32 teams.
And the last team in that division always ends up squeaking out a win. Like you were saying, it's such a close division.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Seahawks come away with a win, but the Rams, I feel like they're a little pissed off after losing last week to the Saints. They got something to prove.
That was a fucking battle, though.
Statement.
Oh, absolutely. But they
was such a good game.
Wilson's got like the number 2 QB rating in the frickin' league, so he's no slouch.
No,
yeah, he's
I think he's an elite quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, let's not.
I think he is too.
I think I just heard Norm.
He's getting beat up this year, though. He's getting stacked a lot.
Your Norm screaming from his house. It was. I mean, the one takeaway I did have from that Rams Saints game is the comeback was. It was a fucking real good comeback by
Goff.
The Rams. Yeah, and Goff. I thought Goff looked really good. Goff is. When Goff first came in the league, I was kind of like, okay, this could be another Matt Stafford type quarterback, just kind of a streamlined guy. And he's really kind of separated himself. If you haven't watched him, because we're on the East Coast, and I know you don't get that. If you don't have the NFL ticket or something like that, it's very hard to watch some of these teams. Because they don't always show them
And especially, they haven't been very good the last few years. So this is going to be kind of people's first time seeing Jared Goff on the East Coast, really. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, and with the way technology is today, it's kind of mind-blowing that's the way it is, but we never get Rams games on TV here. So you sit down and give yourself a chance to watch Jared
They're
Goff.
fun.
He's
They're
very
a
good.
fun team.
But here's Super Bowl champs, I think.
Here's a question I got, though. With New Orleans exposing
themselves.
Peters. They exposed their Peters. For, like, they just gashed the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Did we expose something, the weakness on that Rams defense? And the Seahawks, I believe, are like the second leading rushing team in the league. So
are they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now they could take it. They could take a running game and aim it right at the heart of that defense, and just pick on Peters. I mean,
third.
Third.
There's.
I was close.
Rams are first.
They'll make adjustments.
The Rams defense is just fucking too stout. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and you got to kind of find the bad in I guess last week's game and the mistakes in it for the Rams. But man, I'm not touching that fucking Rams defense.
Yeah. Peters got owned, but they might get it corrected. I mean, it seems like
they'll make adjustments.
I mean, you bring up the point that you can bring about, but when you do yourself a favor, start writing down the names on that defense.
Oh, I know. And they just added
Dante Fowler.
Yes,
in trade at the trade deadline. You know, it's like video game. It's like when you create that ultimate team on Madden.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you turn off when you turn on forced trades and stuff like that, and you can trade anybody. Trade anybody around. Like it's
the Rams to me are like the Golden State Warriors of the NFL.
Well, then not that like.
Right into the mic, Robby.
Yeah, in the mic.
They're not that unbalanced.
Put it
They don't
in your
have,
mouth.
4 superstars, but
yeah, they got a lot of superstars on that team.
well, I'm saying like 4 of the best players in the league.
You know, keep in mind though, a lot of I totally get where you're coming from, and the comparison
Head
is
to
a good
toe,
one.
yeah. Like
But-
even coming off the bench, they got good guys.
But man, I'll tell you something. It's very homegrown in LA. I mean, yeah, they went and got Sue. I mean, he's not the premium, and they went and got Peters, but man,
Cooks, Cleat Talib,
but the
Adama
nucleus of that team is homegrown
and young. Yeah.
Seattle does actually have a better defense than them, 7-13. Seattle coming off a 1-point squeaker last play, lost to the Chargers last week.
Yep.
That was huge for the Chargers, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I'm going Rams, guys.
I am going Rams. I feel that may have been a dagger in their heart losing that way. So, you know,
the next game the Rams lose, Sean McMahon will be the quarterback. All right, because it's going to be like week 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
All right, at the end of the season
when they got it wrapped up,
because it's over for them. I mean, the other teams in the NFC. I mean, we talk week in and week out about how bad the NFC East is. So you're not fighting for a home field advantage with any of those teams. Okay, we talk. You're probably
they still have to try and win out
with
here
New
because
Orleans.
now
Obviously, you're fighting with New Orleans.
They're a half a game behind New Orleans now,
But beyond that, it's once they're going to get to a point where they're pretty comfortable in the playoff, whether they're the number 1 seed or they're going to end up being the 2 if New Orleans pulls away if they lose another game. But man, I don't see them losing another.
No, but look at the division they're in. They're not going to lose another game.
Well, no, they're going to play Chicago in a few weeks, so they are going to have.
That's going to be a test. That's going to be a test. So,
kind of almost a little bit of a mirror image of each other. You know, the way those teams are built,
Mm-hmm.
the Rams and the Bears. But anyhow, that's for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, right.
But is anybody going with Seattle? Robby, you're picking Seattle?
No, I'm picking Rams.
You got to do this when you say that. You got to wave the hand.
All right, so next game is the Eagles and the Cowboys. Cowboys just coming off that loss to the Titans. And I don't know, man. Again, I think the Cowboys,
Sean Lee's out 4 to 6 weeks.
There's a fucking surprise.
Wait, he came off of, like, he actually played?
Yeah. So, he's a big part of the defense.
He is when he can actually stay on the field.
Right.
He's the Kevin White of their defense.
Right.
Jesus.
I think I'm the only one that got that.
Sorry, he's the Sam Bradford of that defense.
Right.
We know who Kevin White is, don't we?
Eagles, by the way.
Yeah.
They've been underperforming, too.
It's this Dallas team is just I can't really make excuses for them. They just seem like they're in shambles, and I don't.
Dallas are a team that's horrible, and you still hate them. Most of the time, you feel bad for bad teams, but they're just as hateable now as they were like when they were good.
It's a very
It's a very, very bad sign.
If Jason Garrett doesn't lose his job after this season, then he's got naked pictures of Jimmy Johnson's or Jerry Jones's wife or something.
It's a very.
I didn't realize he's been coached 9 years. That's the second longest tenure.
It's a very, very bad sign when your owner
and he sucks.
has to come out when your owner comes out and says that you want to extend your quarterback. You shouldn't have to talk about that in the media.
Or it's a very bad sign when a 7-year-old who wrote a letter to Jerry Jones this week because of the loss against the Titans, it makes the media.
Yeah.
That is not, and he wants to get rid of Garrett. That's not a good sign at all.
Yeah.
So
it's not. Just get ready because it's not going to be too pretty.
I'd say at that point, clear house. You know what I mean? Like, what do you got to lose now? I mean, you have a young quarterback, you have a young wide running back, you picked up Amari Cooper. Clear house with everybody else because there's nobody else.
Keep your D coordinator.
Well, is Prescott the answer, though? I mean,
What's
probably
that?
is Prescott the answer at quarterback? I think they're probably going to be.
It's your best option you got right now.
Oh, but what, they draft another.
And he's still young, but they got no weapons around him. They have absolutely no weapons. They have no design. They have, again, another team with no identity. You know, like last year or the years before when they were actually running the ball with Zeke, they were a run-first team.
Yeah.
And they had a decent enough defense that kept them some games. You still had Witten, you still had Bryant, you still had some people with some name to them. Now, they're just a team. They're just trying to plug and play, and they don't have any clue of what they're doing. And I think Jason Garrett is lost. I think he needs to go.
He should not have a job still.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, there you go. That's Jason Garrett.
Right, exactly. Huh? Say what? Yeah, exactly. He's lost. He has no idea what's going on. So until I think Dallas clears house at the end of the season. So Philly, I think we're going all the way around Philly.
Yeah, Philly at home. I mean, come on. Philly at home on a
not even a
Sunday
question.
night. Like, come on.
And then we get the Monday Nighter, which is the shit bowl, which we're going to do our contest. So
They played last year. Niners smoked them. I think they were both winless when they played. Niners crushed them.
By 10, they beat them.
And it's almost the same. So we got the San Francisco 49ers at home with Mullen, right?
Nick
at quarterback.
Mullins,
Yeah, Nick Mullins.
And which is weird because he's probably the better of the two quarterbacks playing in this game because Eli is absolute dog shit lately.
Eli's retiring after this year, probably.
He needs to do something. I don't know. Go open up a Papa John's maybe or something. I don't know.
If Kyle Lauletta had not been arrested for disobeying the police, the backup quarterback in New York, I would have said he would start this game. But I think we could see him at some point during this game. That being said, though, I'm going to put my eggs in the Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham, Evan Ingram basket, and I will pick the Giants.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think the Giants got more playmakers. Like if you can get them to the ball, guys that can break your heart with Beckham and Barkley. And
What do you mean, like 1-0 more playmakers?
Yeah. But I feel like the 49ers are a better coached team.
Yeah, they are.
To actually keep chugging along like they have been. In some of the games, they haven't really been getting blown out. I mean, against the Packers, they almost pulled that out.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought they were going to win that game.
Kittle is a monster.
What's that?
Kittle is a monster.
Greg Kittle. Yeah,
But-
he's really good.
Yeah.
He's really, really good.
That I like the nucleus of a team that they built in the vision of John Lynch. You know what I mean? Like you knew once John Lynch was going to get there, they were going to put together a strong team, and I like the way the team is built. The Giants, I think, just the opposite. They got more talent, but they have no direction where they're going.
To me, it's sporadic talent. I don't feel that they've got the same nucleus that the 49ers have.
I'm telling you, I would love, if I were the Giants, I would have tried making a trade for a Tyrod Taylor or somebody like that. A fast quarterback like that. You put a Tyrod Taylor in there, a guy who has taken a team and put him on his shoulders and ran with it. And then you got Odell Beckham, you got Barkley and stuff like that. Eli's not the answer. If Eli's still at quarterback, I feel like they're not going to win any more games, but I'm going San Fran.
I'm going San Fran as well. I just, after what, even though their record shows they're not a good team, they're playing well.
Right.
And teams that play well beat up on teams that aren't. And the Giants just aren't. And I don't think, I feel that 3 is being nice. I like the 49ers.
San Fran's a shitty team because of injury.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're not even a shitty team. They just don't have enough talent to put out there. So, I feel like they're a good team, and had they not suffered so many injuries, I mean, McKinnon went out, Garoppolo.
Well, Jimmy G, that sidetracked their whole
That was a
season.
big one, and then their second string quarterback
Beathard, yep.
went out.
Yeah.
Then Rita came in, and then he went out.
He's back, though.
So you know what I mean? They
the backup running back is on IR
keep getting
now.
smacked with injuries, but they keep fighting.
Next man up. Next
Yes.
man up.
So I give them credit in that
Yeah.
sense.
They're ruining their draft choice. Right
I think
now,
Nick Mullins is going to look like a child this week.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I think Eli's
It's
gonna
big-
look like a child.
well, no, he's right. That's what I'm worried about because now there's film on them. Now they know what kind of scheme they're running, so they based their defense around that. So it is going to be a tougher game for him
But
this
don't
week.
forget the Giants lost some key components.
Right,
in their
I know.
defense.
Yeah, so they're 2 players shy. Yes, you're 100% right. But I still feel San Fran pulls it off. I feel they're a better team.
Yeah, they are.
They're a better
I do
team.
too. Robbie, who are you going?
I'm a Niners fan.
So you're going to the Giants?
Well, of course.
So we got all Niners. You're going to the Gents, huh?
Yeah.
This game right here, pick the winner of this game, the shit bowl, the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants. Pick the winner and the combined score, and you can win tickets to see Nick DiBenedetto at the, I think I said that right, DiBenedetto.
Yeah.
At the Stanley Theater, November 17th. Write down the scores, text Silva, tell them how they can send it to us.
All right, so yeah, just send us a message on Facebook or, put it underneath our latest post for this week's show, or send us an email to the dlineonthed@gmail.com. And, the winner of the game and the combined score.
We're not touching dicks. Each other's dicks anyway. I'm touching my own dick.
You said we could.
Did you see how disappointed Robbie got?
Yeah.
So
before
we go, Robbie, thank you for stopping in. I know you just came
thanks for
straight
having
out of
me.
work,
Kidding me?
man.
I love it here.
Yeah.
And we got some cool things happening with Robbie. Robbie's working on a few things for the D. He's going to be helping out around here, and he's going to come up with his own little skits.
I'm a yoga instructor.
Yeah. There we go, Robbie Yoga, the Danger Yoga. But actually, Norman's saying Bridgewater to the Giants. I don't hate it.
I wrote down his score just in case he wants to win those tickets.
Okay, so you got his scores, Giants.
Yeah.
So send in those scores, win those tickets. Vic was on earlier today on EC Radio. Hysterical guy. Look up his Giants locker room bit. Is great. I mean, so it getting some cool acts coming down here to the Stanley Theater. So get in there, do that contest. Make sure you come out and see us on Saturday over at Wakely's. We're going to be doing the comedy show for. Thank you for your service. You're welcome. Our boy Pileggi's putting that on, him and Cortland Clues. Like I said, we got some great acts coming in. It's going to be awesome. This is all brought to you by NYE Volkswagen of Rome, Paulie's Barbershop, 92.7 The Drive. Genesee Joe is actually going to be up there doing some, going to be emceeing it for us. Frank's Guns, CNY Seal Coating and Concrete. I also want to give some love out to NYE Volkswagen in Rome. Stop into the showroom at 5865 Taberg Road in Rome and see why all their customers love their NYE Volkswagen. Mention Disruption Networks and receive $250 off any purchase.
Not bad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And shout out to them. They loaned us a car last week when we did the deliver coffees out to the police departments last Wednesday. That was really cool. So that's go check them out at NYEVWofRome.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it. We will see you next week. We're working on some really cool interviews coming up.
Yeah, stay
Definitely
tuned.
be really cool. Hopefully those come through. That's going to be. I think Norm will be in here with a big old boner once I announce that. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week.
Well, I want to hear more about Norm's big boner.
All right, we're getting out of here.
Later,
folks. Bye.
Thank you for your service. You're welcome. A comedy benefit show for our veterans. In support of the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. On November 10th at Wakely's, 700 Varick Street, Utica, join Disruption Network as they team up with 92.7 FM The Drive for this night of laughter. The evening will be hosted by Genesee Joe from The Drive. Performances by Mike Ciccone, Paul Kozlowski, Cortland Cluse, Mike Pileggi, and DJ Ease One. Admission is by donation only. Please bring clothes, socks, gloves, non-perishable food items, or a small monetary donation. All donations will go to the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center. Saturday, November 10th at Wakely's on Varick Street. Doors open at 7 p.m. Show starts at 8 p.m. Thank you for your service is sponsored by The D, 92.7 FM The Drive, Paulie's Barbershop, NYE Volkswagen of Rome, Frank's Guns, and Central New York Seal Coating and Concrete.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at NYE Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my NYE VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyevwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.